In today's Pechakucha, my team and I are going to talk and explain you about the types of leadership according to the German philosopher Max Weber. As I told you, he was a German philosopher, but he also was a jurist, an historian, a political scientist, and sociologist. He actually was considered one of the founders of the modern study of sociology and public administration. Among his most famous books, he wrote these two: Economy and Society and The Protection Ethic and Spirit of Capitalism. Among other topics, he explains here that there is three types of leaders: the charismatic one, the traditional one, and the legal rational. Through this presentation, we will explain you each one of them, how they operate, and some applications for real life for these leaders.
Now it's time for autocratic leader, and one of his characteristics is that he makes all the important decisions, don't consider input from other team members, state all the working methods and process, don't trust the team members, and also have a high pressure working environment. The example of these are the military police and the fire services, which can also benefit situations such as healthcare or manufacturing, and the leadership style can be used in situations where the group is full of inexperience. One of the advantages of autocratic leadership is that it allows for fast decisions to be made, improves overall communication, improves productivity, handle crisis situations effectively, and reduce employee stress. One of the disadvantages of this type of leadership can drive creative and motivate employees away, and this is bad for the organizations, and this can mean the only employees who remain working with the company are unmotivated, and also you can have very lazy individuals.
When a leader adopts the participatory style, he uses consultation to practice leadership. He does not delegate his right to make final decisions and points out a specific direction to his subordinates, but does not consult their ideas and opinions on many decisions that concern them. So, if you want to be an effective participatory leader, listen and seriously analyze the ideas of your subordinates and accept their contribution whenever possible and practical. The participatory leader cultivates the decision making of his subordinates so that his ideas are increasingly useful and mature. He also encourages his subordinates to increase their capacity for self control and urges them to assume more responsibility to guide their own efforts. He is a leader who supports his subordinates and does not assume the position of a dictator. However, final authority on matters of importance remains in your hands.
The third type of leadership, known as free rein, liberal, or laissez-faire style of leadership, is most similar to the wise theory of leadership that we have seen previously, because the individual operators are given complete freedom and trust as to how they need to get the job done. The manager will serve as in more of an advisory capacity. Basically, no real rules, more like guidelines for how they want to get things done. If the operators have any questions or doubts, they can communicate to the project manager, who will function as an advisor instead of as a boss. This style of leadership lends itself well to naturally hardworking people, as it raises morale quite a bit with the freedom involved. It gives subordinates a chance to take initiative and to prove their own worth. and it can be applied in most high-functioning teams as, well, given by the name that they're supposed to be high-functioning, or high-performing, sorry. They should have an understanding of how their job is done, and so you can more or less define the expectations of output that you want the team to reach.
For the application as well, we have to know with what type of people we're working and who they are, a little background from them, maybe their personalities, so we can know what type of leadership is the most accurate for them. This is the best thing that we can do. I believe if we are going to be in a team, and of course if it's a high level team, you have to know that there might be some situations where you have to be authoritarian or participative, or maybe you have to leave them and let them do their work. So it all depends on the people, right? And yourself too. So you have to know who you are and your limits in order to lead other people. You have to be confident about the things that you're showing to them. But if you cannot do this, in that case, I believe we all know our limits. If you know that you cannot apply the three of them, then you have to find out a place or a company where you are happy and where they develop the same leadership that you believe you're best at. So, thank you so much for listening.